Hi, I'm David Matthews from Spark of Life. Today we start a series of podcasts, and it's really about change your brain box. I've got to change my brain box when I'm in deep grief. Many of you are watching this, and you're watching this because you want to get well and better because you've experienced a devastating loss. At Spark of Life, our heartbeat is to walk beside those who are grieving. That is our passion in life. And so we've done 108 3.5-day retreats all over this country, grief recovery retreats. And we have seen people in the depths of grief, and we've seen them have hope in 3.5 days. We've had people take our online course. We've had people who have talked to us. We've done over 70 grief workshops in churches and businesses all over this country with thousands of people coming. And almost daily, my wife and I talk, and our team talks with people who have experienced deep loss. I don't know what you're going through, but I know that you're watching this because you're sick and tired of being stuck in the pit of grief. And I want you to look at something this morning. We're going to do about 7 of these podcasts on changing your brain box. I've got to get some thoughts out of my brain in order to live forward with hope and purpose in spite of the horrific losses that you've undergone. I want you to look at my artwork this morning and be amazed at my artwork. What do you see here? What do you see? There's a person that is in jail and they are sad. And I take it that this person thinks that they're going to be in jail for the rest of their lives. I want you to put yourself in this position now. And you see the past and the future, and you see the present there. This person is paralyzed by the past because this person has experienced devastating loss. Maybe it's the dearest on earth has died. Maybe it's somebody that you love that has betrayed you. Maybe you're going through a hurtful divorce. Maybe there's a past childhood pain from something somebody or some people did to you years ago, and you can't get out of that dadgum jail, and you want to get out of jail. Well, in this series of podcasts, 7 series, we're going to help you start getting out of jail and living forward with your pain. We can't take away all your pain, but I can certainly guarantee you that we can give you some tools and some thoughts that can help you say, you know what? I don't have to stay in jail for the rest of my life. I want you to change your brain box. We're going to challenge you to, now the brain box, this is another fine piece of art that you see that old Dave has done. Yeah, I'm Dave Matthews. And I'm old. But look at this brain box. Is this your brain box? Well, you say, my brain looks a little better than that. Well, mine doesn't. I mean, it does now, but that's how it used to look. The negatives in the brain box are the things that are not true. The positives in the brain box are the things that are true. When I undergo grief and hurt and pain, and maybe it's my child that died, or my husband that left me, or my wife that betrayed me, or somebody that abused me in the past, and I am stuck in jail and I'm tired of it, right? And because of grief, because of loss, the negatives tend to dominate for a while. Now, part of this is as normal and natural as breathing. When I experience loss, I have to go to the pit of grief because loss and grief follows loss is normal and natural. I will go to the pit of grief. But in this old brain box of mine, it's so many negative things, and I have got to change my brain box, or if I don't, you see, all my losses are filtered through my brain box. They have to be. And in that brain box, if there's negatives that say, David, you'll never be happy again. You'll never have joy and purpose and meaning again. Because of my losses, if that's the negative spit in my brain box, all experiences are filtered through my brain. Yes, I have a brain. I don't care what some of my friends say, right? Okay. And if I don't get rid of these negatives, those negatives are going to produce feelings of frustration, loneliness, isolation, maybe even anger, confusion. But the big one is give up. I'll give up ever thinking I can get out of that jail, out of that pit of grief, and start living forward. So we're going to talk about 7 key principles to change my brain box thinking. Years ago, I went skiing with my kids. First time I went skiing, and I kept falling down, and my friend thought I didn't need bunny school or ski school, so we went up to the top of a blue, and I fell getting off the ski lift. I kept falling, trying to get up, trying to get up, trying to get up. They had to send the snowmobile rescue thing because I thought I was dying, and they strapped me to that thing and took me down the hill. And I thought I'd wasted all this money going skiing because it was not a good experience. And the next day, I went back up there, and I got so frustrated, and I fell down again and again and again, and I'm laying in the snow. You know, I'm frozen everywhere. I'm about to throw up, and I see this older woman ski by. She had to be 90 years old, and she skied right past me. Then I saw like an 8-year-old ski past me. Then I saw a blind person ski past me. And then we were at Winter Park. They had a lot of handicapped skiers. Then I saw a one-legged person ski past me. And then I saw a one-legged, blind, 90-year-old great-great-great-grandmother ski past me. And I made that last one up. And you know what I thought? This is ridiculous. If all these people can ski, Dave Matthews can ski. If a blind person with one leg can ski, I think maybe I can. I changed my brain box. I replaced the negative with the positive, and I promise you this happened. I got up, and I started skiing. Now, I tried over and over and over and over again and failed. I got sick of laying in the snow. Have you ever been tired of living as if hope for joy and purpose and meaning in life will never come back to you? I know you have. So this morning or today, we start this series on change your dadgum brain box. Start getting the negatives out of here and believe you can live forward with purpose. I'm going to give you the first principle. The first principle of changing your brain box. Number one, change this negative thought. Loss is what's keeping me in the pit of grief or in jail. That is false. If the losses are responsible for you staying in jail, then you'll be in jail the rest of your life. I got to change that. It's not the losses. It's not what others have done to you. It's not the horrific things that have happened. It is not even the death of the dearest on earth to you that is keeping you in the brain box. It's something else. And I got to get that out of my brain, that it's the losses that are keeping me there. The loss is responsible for me going to the depths of the pit of grief. The loss is responsible for me being in jail, but it's not the reason I stay. And a lot of people think it is. So they try to keep the person that died alive. Or they try to deny the reality of the losses they had back in the past when somebody hurt me deeply, and maybe I've never dealt with it. And I've assumed that I have to stay in jail because of a negative thought that's up here. It's not the losses that are keeping me stuck. I have to go to the pit of grief when I experience loss because that's normal and natural. It's not the losses. You know what it is? It's all the junk of the past. It's the incompletes of the past. And some people try to keep their loved ones alive on this earth who have died. You might have lost a child years ago or maybe just the other day. I'm so sorry for your loss. You got to go to the pit of grief. That's normal. That's natural. You got to give yourself permission to grieve. But here's the other thing. You got to give yourself permission to recover. And recovery doesn't mean I'm never sad again. Recovery means I'm living forward with hope and purpose and meaning. And yes, even joy can come back again. That can happen. It really can. So let's get out of our brain box, number one, that the losses are responsible for keeping me in the pit of grief or in jail. No, they're not. It's not the losses that are keeping me stuck in the pit. It's the resentments and the regrets of the past that I haven't dealt with. And that's what we're going to teach you how to do in this series. Change my brain box. Do you know this? If one person can ski who's blind and one-legged, then Dave Matthews can ski. And if one person can live forward with hope, purpose, and meaning who have experienced devastating losses, so can you. We have many couples that help us with Spark of Life, with our grief recovery retreats, with our online courses, with our grief coaching, with our the grief workshops that we do. And this one couple, they many years ago, they lost two children in an accident. They were twins. Not too long after that, they lost a third child because the third child, another son, took his life by suicide because he couldn't deal with the loss of his siblings. They lost 3 children. Carrie and Scott today help us do Spark of Life retreats. They give themselves to other people to help them deal with their grief. Are they still sad? Do they still miss their kids? Yes, of course they do. They'll never get over that, but they're getting through that, and they're living with that pain, but it's not debilitating them. It's not keeping them from living forward with hope, purpose, and meaning. They can do that. At Spark of Life, our heartbeat is to walk beside you, to give you some help, some real practical help, and to encourage you to get out of that pit of grief with your pain. Have to go to the pit when we have loss, but don't stay there forever, and give yourself permission to get up and wash your face and live forward with hope and purpose. We're going to deal with these brain box myths that are in there. It's not the loss keeping me in the pit. It's something else. Another myth, I will never be happy again. I'll never have joy again. We're going to show you that, yes, you can. Yes, you can be happy again. We're going to show you how to forgive yourself. The brain box myth is I can never forgive myself, or I can never forgive somebody who hurt me. Yes, I can. Another brain box negative we're going to get rid of is my past defines me. My experiences in the past, they hold me captive. They do not have to define my total being. They influence me. They change me, but they are not to define me. And we're going to go over 7 principles. We've already given you 1. So go to sparkoflife.org for grief help right now. Right now, and I don't care what time it is, you can find grief help right now at sparkoflife.org. Go to our YouTube channel, like our YouTube channel. You're probably watching this on YouTube now, or maybe on our Facebook page, or maybe on our website, sparkoflife.org. Go to our a YouTube channel, like it, subscribe to it, and get on board with the thing of living forward with hope and purpose. At Spark of Life, there is always, always hope.